You don't notice it. You're doing your freaking quest, and if one of those Fell Reapers just comes by rah, and stomps on your ass.
I've got 5 years of being a druid. I forgot this was a thing until Classic just rams water down your throat, and it's just like, good luck. So
It's just like they looked at me and was like, "Oh no, this guy just boosted. Get the hell out of here."
Wow, that is a much bigger cake.
That's what she said?
I swiveled it down to myself, yeah. It is neat.
I'm gonna clip that because that's when she walked in and said, "That's much bigger."
Yeah.
Oh, that's going in the intro, huh?
Yep. Some morning wood today on a bright Sunday, what are we, the 23rd of May. We'll be talking about this week in WoW coming up on episode 17 for this week, May 25th. A couple, what's the word for housekeeping things. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe, get in it so you get notifications when these go live, because we try to do it every Sunday live between 8 something, so it's usually not 8 something, maybe closer to 9, but you like the videos, set those notifications, ring that bell so you get notified when it goes live. YouTube goes live Monday. We got the cast today. We got the boys Thunderfury, Mr. Hakkd, and myself, Lynkz. And we will roll right on into Mythic Pluses this week. We got the rotations starting over. So week 1 rotation, we got Fortified, Bursting, and Volcanic. So Fortified, as normal, it's another push week, I guess. This is an awkward push week, though, boys, right? Like, this is...
Solid push.
I think this is a solid week to push.
Solid week.
So even with the...
Bursting is dispellable. I mean...
Yeah,
really
bursting is
bad.
dispellable. If you have a dwarf, they can just take that off whenever.
Oh, that too.
You can bubble it off. So I guess if you're a paladin, it's a great week.
I mean, you just have to kind of plan around big pulls and make sure that you have tools for it. Because on my mage, I'll usually ice block, like plan for a big pull and then just ice block it off, and tell my healer, hey, don't fuck with me. Like, I can ice block it off. Don't worry about me. Because that's really it. You cycle through your defensives, cycle through your cooldowns, you're good.
What's the cooldown on Mass Dispel?
10 seconds, something like that.
No, it's gotta be like a minute or something, right?
No, it's barely a cooldown, dude. It's just, eats up a lot of mana.
Yeah.
But
That's assuming you bring a priest, which most people don't.
Right.
fair. Because with it being dispellable, like there's a...
Oh, it's a 45-second cooldown. No shit.
Okay.
It didn't used to be like that, though. It used to be damn near spammable.
Still, though, that's pretty much every pull.
Yeah.
And then
It's a good week.
Volcanic's kind of a mute point, right?
Yeah. Volcanic's nothing.
So, yeah, you going to get your 15s done this week, Lynkz? This is the
So,
week to do it.
So, not this week, because this week was TBC week, but I did get one more of my keys done towards KSM. So,
Solid, dude.
the account is really low. It's only like 5 away from it now, right? Because there's 8.
Yep.
So almost halfway point. But I've got 4 or 5 more months to do it before 9.1 comes out, right?
You've got a while.
God, I hope not.
Right. Valor Cap's also going to go up to 1325 for those of you pushing the limits. Drew, I think that's just you and a couple people out there on IO.
Yeah, pretty much anybody who has an alt. That's important, too. That's it.
Fair. All right, so that'll wrap up Mythic Plus of the week. World Boss, we got Mortanis out there, Maldraxxus. He's found the southwest corner. This is going to be for the Fury Warrior, the Punch Monk, and the Outlaw Rogue. When I say it's for those 3, it's really just for the Punch Monk. The other 2, it's not really going to be relevant for you.
Even for Punch Monk, you barely need it. It's just fun.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
and honestly, Like, so you're talking about the legendary, right?
Yep,
Or,
legendary items.
All the memories.
yeah.
And then also the 207 gear. I guess I was looking at this the other day. Should we include what classes get like the double loot chance?
In my opinion, the loot off of those are not good.
The only thing of note is like that is a good way to get your 200 item level conduit.
Oh yeah.
It's really
Yeah, if you don't want to do the maw, definitely.
yeah, it's really the only thing is it is speeds you up to that 200 item level covenant conduit.
Right, because they dropped the covenant specific one. So
Yeah.
in most classes, that's BIS for most classes, right? Is there anyone you know that isn't?
I don't know because it's class and covenant specific, right? So
At
It's
least
going to
ones
be
you
your
guys
big
play.
one for whatever your covenant is. So I think it's probably BIS.
well, I mean
Mhm.
like so Frost Mage, Night Fae, which isn't the best in slot Frost Mage Covenant, but you know, say you play Fire a lot, Fire and Arcane, it's the best. But like for Frost, that that conduit is shit.
Really?
Because you don't really use shifting power at all anyway.
Usually, if it's like that, though, they make plans to buff it, right?
Yeah, well, it's just kind of weird with like the mage setup. So Venthyr is the go for Frost because you actually get big single target, but you don't get any AoE benefit. But then shifting power is actually big AoE benefit with zero single target benefit. So I mean, I still think it's fun. Throw my fucking frozen orb, drop a blizzard, and then shifting power. Get big AoE numbers. But I like AoE padding.
All right, good deal. All right, so recap again. Legendary powers out there in Maldraxxus for Fury Warrior, Punch Monk, Outlaw Rogue. It's not ideal for really any of those, but if you want to check those boxes, go ahead and get out there. Then this week for raid numbers, because IO was working now, they apparently figured out the kinks in their hose. We've got 1,375 guilds with Cutting Edge. 100 of those being Chinese people that bought it, but still 1,375 overall. Horde with a slight advantage over Alliance. Horde's at 1,058. So if you're really quick on math, Alliance have 317 of that. So it's starting to clip away towards that Horde
About
gap
30%.
they've made. All right, and then I guess you guys didn't raid this week. Nothing else in the raid topics to go over.
We did. We raided, and we almost got everything done in one night. But
Almost in
we came
2
back in on
hours.
Friday and finished it up. So
It's almost a 2-hour full clear.
yeah, almost.
Damn.
Almost.
And
we would have had it. We had like 2 shots on Sire that night too, but we and I
Yeah.
mean like we were at third phase like right at the end, and it was the last hand soak overlap screwed us pretty hard.
yeah, I don't know,
We
man.
would have
Like
had it in 2 hours flat. I mean,
that last boss in there, like Sire, it's tough. Even after you've done it, it's like if everybody doesn't do exactly what they're supposed to do, it's
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like that way with Nazoth. Like you could have a couple people, that aren't doing the right thing.
kind of, but it was a similar. No, I agree. Like, but it was still a similar thing where it's not a hard fight. It's just memorizing the how it goes, and then you get in the rhythm, and boom.
Yeah.
But
And it doesn't help that you have a new tank in there.
I was about to say, even you though, dude, like you don't have it down. You've done it twice. I mean, because that fight there's a lot going on, and it's very shift back. Oh, at this specific time, go here, and so
Yeah. The The little guide that you have though definitely helps out. So
Yeah, that's when I'm like, all right, this is a requirement now. We're doing this.
yeah,
every-
I just
to do
want
a little refresher.
yeah, I just want like a colorblind version where we'll be good.
So you pulled out the Hacks PowerPoint of Danny's third quarter projections.
I did. Pulled it back out.
Nice. So that's
It was
nice to
mostly
hear.
like it wasn't as nice this time though, right? Like last time I was very like going through it. This time I'm like, all right, guys, yeah, like put the shit here. Remember this? Yeah, go here. Fucking do this shit right, please. Let's do this.
Right. Yeah. Well, just to keep me in shape and on my toes, what I do is I actually have Balok's stream open so that like
So you
5
can
seconds
hear
after I mess up, 5 seconds after I mess up, I can hear about it. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Oh. So it's like Might streaming
like-
uncut with Balok.
Right. I'm like, maybe no one noticed that I did this shit. And then like 5 seconds later, he's like, son of a bitch.
How could you die to that? It's pathetic.
Who brought in this rookie tank? Just
It's
super
so
angry.
fun.
All right, good deal. Well, it's good to hear that Might's speedrunning stuff now, so there's something keeping the interest. So getting under 2 hours. Knowing that that's a possibility, I might try and sneak into retail for one of these now.
Oh yeah.
All right, good deal. So upcoming events in WoW this week. We got Throwback Week for time walking into Kata. I guess, do you guys do time walking? Like, I can't be bothered.
When it's freaking Kata.
I actually prefer the Kata ones over anything. I liked the Kata dungeons a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. They aren't my cup of tea.
Well, so Kata was like my first introduction into hardcore. Well, hardcore. Actually pushing and trying to progress in a PvE thing. So that's like Kata was my baby. So a lot of people talk shit on it, but it's like that was my introduction. I fucking loved it. Like all the raids, all the content, all the dungeons. Like that was my fucking jam. Because
I mean,
it was my
you
first-
had nothing to compare it with, right?
Right. I mean, a little bit of Wrath. Like, I started dipping my toes in Wrath. I tanked ICC, played through all the dungeons, had a good time. But
That's interesting. So you actually put Kata up there on one of your favorite expansions?
not necessarily, but I think it is one of my most memorable. Like,
Right.
but I
Well-
like even today. I like the dungeons. I think the Kata dungeons are great, except for I'm losing it. No.
Yeah. The Twilight one where you have to ride around on the drinks is kind of annoying.
That's not Grimbatola, is it?
Yeah, I think so. Where you have to bomb.
Yeah, see, I don't mind that one. Actually, that reminds me of the Oculus from Wrath. Fucking hated that dungeon.
Oh my god.
I hated it. Dude, I would get...
Well, because it required everybody to kind of do what they were supposed to do.
No,
And no
that
one knew
one-
what the hell they were doing, like, for the first, 3 months of that thing.
It's my wife.
Hi.
That's for the 3 colored drakes, that one.
Wow, that is a much bigger cake.
Yeah, it is.
How do you mix it?
I swiveled it down to myself, yeah. It is neat.
I'm going to clip that because that's when she walked in and said, that's much bigger.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going in the intro, huh?
Yep.
Get those extensions going.
All right. So with this, it's what? You kill 4, you do 4 dungeons and you get like a normal level gear? Normal
Yeah, I
raid
think it's
gear?
normal.
Like 200 probably?
Yeah, it's good for alts. But you know what's really bad is in this expansion, the actual gear that drops out of those dungeons, you can't even really take alts in and get upgrades where you could in BFA.
I think it's mostly for like the end of the quests. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you get what, like 158, I think, or not even that. You don't even get normal gear. I think it's like 151 or some crap.
There's no way. But I mean, you get a 200 item level piece from the quest turn.
Right. Yeah, which I guess is okay, but it would be cool if it was a 200 item level and then you could upgrade it, but you can't because it's raid gear.
Oh yeah, that's a rough thing too.
Yeah.
All right, and then so the brawl for this week, we got PvP Gravity Lapse. So that's that crazy one out in Storm, something Storm. I don't even know what it's called. What's the BC?
I've only done one of those. Have you done those, Hacked?
I've done quite a few of them. I feel like I've done that one once.
Eye of the
it's in
Storm.
Eye of the Storm, and you can jump really high. Like,
So it's every minute or every 45 seconds, it basically launches you in the air and gives you slow fall.
yeah.
So you can't go corner to corner, like kitty corner. But you can go
Right.
side to side. So like when I'm in there, I'll just go back and forth between like Blood Elf and Draenei. So I'll just go back between those two.
I mean, I've never played it, but it really seems like it would be a very high advantage for a demon hunter that can just fucking glide.
Well, it makes everybody glide. So it's kind of
Does
like
it?
making everybody demon hunters. Like it's
So you get launched up and you slow fall down? Is that what?
yeah, kind of slow fall, like enough where you can make it to the other side. Like it throws you so high that you can make it over. Again, you can't go kitty corner, but you can go
Okay.
from corner to corner.
Okay.
And it's basically like they take the battleground and put you guys all in like a bag or a ball and then shake you up, and then you end up at different areas. So, like normally you're sitting at Draenei Ruins, you can see like, okay, here comes a team. This is everybody's thrown up in the air, and they all just kind of appear at different places. So it's got that randomness of like you don't know what people are gonna push.
Huh.
It.
So you guys have both played it. Do you like it?
I don't like that battleground.
I think I've only played it once. I do like that battleground sometimes.
Yeah, that battleground, in my opinion, is a classic. It's one of the best.
Really?
Because I do like just fighting in the middle and just
Right? And then
holding.
if you're a class that can knock people off, it makes it even better.
See, I think that's why I don't
Ellie
like
Shami,
it. I've been
fucking-
yeeted off that too many times that I'm just
Well,
like.
They
What?
fixed it in. I think maybe it's just the RBG version, but there's walls up, so
yeah.
you can still do it like at certain spots, but not at the flag.
Yeah, I think that's just with RBGs, but yeah.
That's just RBGs.
But yeah, if you go in there, the normal one, it's just smooth and you just go
Mm-hmm.
flying off.
Well, you know how upset people would be if they did that in the random version too, because that's
Right, yeah.
that's some people's only fun. Of
Well,
that.
yeah, I mean, think about it. You take a rogue in there and do the group stealth and position your guys in a position where they could just knock off tons of people and then just wait, right?
Get some fucking Elisham just run in, fucking
Druids can do it too, can't they?
Druids, Typhoon. I think Elishams are probably the best knockback though, because it's in a radius completely around them,
Okay.
and I think it's a
The
stronger,
power.
strongest knockback.
So druids have Typhoon if they're boomkin, or if they're spec'd into balance affinity, then they get that as that like borrowed spec power.
I would think you would like that, then, Lynkz. Because, I mean,
So-
that's the ultimate troll, right? Like,
So-
you love just taking people off the edges of things.
Right. I was telling the classic guys this week about Coltaren, and that's something I did in the maw a lot, because I'd stealth up to somebody in cat form, I'd stun him, and then I'd do my cast on my Coltaren knockback, and I'd just launch
Big
him into
punch.
the maw. So
If you do that, they can't get their Stygia, can they?
they can, because it puts their dead body right on the edge, but
Oh,
then
okay.
they're right on the edge, and they come back and I Typhoon them. So like,
Again.
yeah. So like, their body's right there as bait, so they're coming back for it. I know they
God.
are. So yeah, I'm a horrible person. All right, and then we've got a mini event. Is this what they're called? Like a goofy event, like these mini things that don't give you any actual rewards. But we got the Glow Cap Festival coming out here this Thursday, the 27th. So this thing's gonna be held out in Zengar Marsh. All right, so it's out in Outlands. So what's going to go on is there's going to be this spore, mushroom-looking thing, and you basically go around, collect little like currency items to buy mushrooms, and these mushrooms heal this spore, and this spore is just slowly dying over time. You can keep healing it until it grows, and it caps out at 255. I guess 255 is like some kind of binary metric of something maxing or some weird variable. I don't know, some nerd side to it, but basically it gets huge as shit, and then at that point you need to hope the group around you stops healing it, because that's the max it can get to, and then you just need to let it explode. Once it explodes, it gives you rep, and it gives you rep for the Sporegon guys. So if you've ever been interested in getting the rep for that, it does have a pretty cool little tabard. Like, it's this blue-purple tabard with this little mushroom. So if you ever want to get rep for it, this is your time to go out there, unless people are trolling you and just keep healing this thing forever.
I mean, that actually sounds like an interesting event that you actually get something out of.
Right. It's actually
If
rep
you're
for
interested
it.
in it, then that's cool.
And one day only, once a year. So if you got that FOMO thing going on, get out there on Thursday, check it out. Report back if you did it. See if you had fun. Like, I started to do these weird events just to see, like that one we had a couple weeks ago, the dinosaurs out in Ungoro. I was surprised how many people were actually out there. We had a full raid group of 40 people running around doing it, like killing these goofy dinosaurs.
I mean, like, what else are you going to do in WoW, right?
It's true.
The Orbis Lap. All right, good deal. So those are the events for this week. I guess you guys got anything on the PvP side of things? I haven't done anything in retail to have PvP topics.
Yeah, I haven't really done much in retail. I've actually hopped on a couple of times thinking maybe I'll do some arena, and then nobody's on, and I like open up the LFG. I'm like, yeah, fuck this, dude. Walk right back out. Yeah, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, I want to get that mount, but I don't know if my willpower is strong enough.
Let's just fucking go in, dude. Like, I'll hop on my rep pally. Fuck it. Let's just go. Let's just get it.
Right? Because, like, once you get to 1K, you can't drop under that, right?
Don't really drop, no.
Yeah.
So what's
got
Morning
that
Wood
one
Threes?
shot
Is
built,
this the thing? Morning Wood Threes one of these days?
Yeah, we could definitely tackle on the things where we can't possibly lose and just need to invest time in. That.
Do that.
All right, so we might see if we can hop on and dick some fools there for.
Dick some fools.
All right, good deal. So let's jump into the exciting topic, the thing that's going on right now, pre-patch. The money grab for Blizzard, which is ridiculous for a 15, 13-year-old game, but man, so I guess let's go to you there, Drew. Like, you're doing pre-patch. What are your thoughts so far? Like, how are you feeling on it?
Yeah. So, you know, I was pretty excited. I started off with Draenei Paladin. I'm leveling up, and I'm like, okay, this is cool. It is fun because I'm leveling up with Cat. Then again, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna do the boost. So I go ahead and I shell out $35, right, for the boost. I boost up a human paladin. Cool, you know, whatever. And it boosts you to level 58. I don't understand that, because like, why wouldn't they just boost you to 60?
Well, it's because you can enter Outland at 58, and you can
Yeah,
start.
but I mean, like,
you can start Burning Crusade at level 58.
well, I mean, you can enter the Shadowlands at 48, but the boost is to 50. So,
It's true.
I mean, it's just weird because at that point, well, let me go ahead and give you my first experience with this. So I boost up to 58, and then I'm like, okay, cool. I got the Paladin. I'm going to spec it out, prot. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to get in a group. The only way to get in a group is to, you know, look for messages or message people. So I get into this group, right? And it's for Skullomance. I'm like, okay, cool. We can go in there. We could do it. And then, you know, as I'm flying there and I land, I see one of the guys like come over to me, and I could tell that they're inspecting me. And then immediately I get kicked from the group. Right? Not a fucking word. It's just like they looked at me and was like, "Oh no, this guy just boosted. Get the hell out of here." Right? But it isn't like, you know, you being dropped from a group in retail, because you drop from a group in retail, you know, fuck it. I'll just go ahead and queue for another one. I'm out there, right? And I'm just sitting around like a total asshole just in front of the fucking place, just waiting for someone to ask for a fucking tank.
Like, I'm here.
And then I'm just like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna do this. So I fly back, and then another group is like, "Hey, do you want to do this?" And the same thing happens again. I fly all the way there. I swear to God, the guy comes up, looks at me, kicked out of the group. So that was my initial like experience with the Burning Crusade pre-patch and boosting. Then, you know, after a couple days, whatever, we have a guild group go in. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, these guys hopefully won't boot me out of the group, right?
Hopefully.
And you know, there's still a chance. There's still a chance that's gonna happen. But I'm like, okay, that's cool. So I actually get into the dungeon. I'm like, all right. I got my Avengers Shield. I got my consecration. Got all this stuff. Cool. First pull, I'm like, bam, throw this stuff out. I got aggro. It's all great and everything. And then I'm like, what the fuck is this? This blue bar right here. Because it used all of my mana on the first pull. And I sit down and I drink. And the only stuff that I had to drink was the Morning Glory Dew stuff because we didn't have a maging group. So it took like a good 30 seconds in between each pull for me to get my mana up. And then also I found out, hey, paladins don't have an interrupt. So if you're tanking, or you usually, you know, later on in later patches, Vendor Shield interrupts, but not yet. So you throw your shield out there, you get the initial little tick. By the way, Avengers Shield doesn't doesn't grab a lot of aggro. It just is like a ranged
pull. Yeah.
Like it's not even a taunt. It's like a, excuse me, I'm over here, and if anybody else touches them, it just goes to them. But there's no way to pull in ranged things that are casting. So it's the way the paladin works is you have to get hit in order to get the aggro, right? And also it doesn't help because you have some asshole rogue that's over there fucking, as soon as you pull, that just fucking stuns the thing, and it's just going to town on it, right? Not naming any names, but
You know, going to town on it and killing it. I mean, that's.
But I mean, come on, man, come on. And so that was my initial like, hey, this is what classic / TBC is, and I was just like, oh my god, I just wasted $35.
As soon as we finish the dungeon, he's like, "Yeah, I wasted $35. This is not fun."
It wasn't. Now everybody's telling me, you know,
Died.
once you get up to 60, it'll be better. Once you get gear, it'll be better, which I totally understand because this is not what I remembered, because I went through TBC as a paladin tank and I never had mana problems like that, or threat issues like that. And I don't know. I think things are going to get better. It's just I don't know how I'm going to get it from 58 to 60, like before release. I
mean,
just
you
don't know
don't
how it's going to
even
happen.
need to. It's not like you have for ahead of the curve or anything. Because I mean, you could just take it into BC at level 58.
It's true because like the first few
struggle a
quests,
little bit.
they're upgrade your gear anyways, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was just like a big slap in the face, and it was interesting. I don't know. Have you boosted anybody, Lynkz?
So, I had a similar experience, but different. So, I'm going horde for TBC.
Same, but different.
So like my neighbor's on this classic server, so I joined his old guy club. So I've been playing with him on the horde side, and I boosted a shaman just because I saw every raid needs like 5 of them. So I was like, all right, gives me the best chance, best value. Well, I got in a guild group, and we were sitting around, and we sat around for an hour looking for a tank. And I was like, the hell is this? And that's where I was like, well, I wasted my boost. Like, I got to roll a tank. I'm not going to sit around in the game for 45 minutes to wait for a run that's going to take an hour and a half because these dungeons are ridiculous, too. So I've been spending the greater part of the week leveling a Blood Elf Paladin. So a lot of Netflix and auto attack. So the great thing about Rep Paladins, though, is you can make a 1-button macro that'll start attack, judge, and reseal. So I basically just press one button over and over and watch Netflix as I level. But
Yeah.
you're talking
The
about
big
the
question is why doesn't auto attack just happen when you judge?
right? I don't know. It was too much coding.
Yeah, you have to set up a macro for pretty much everything. Like on the shaman, I do like flame shock start attack, or rogue, I have to do sinister strike start attack.
Right. And so you're talking about
everything.
the interrupt thing with paladins. So I actually got into like a guild group with like their main tank, and the shaman is like the interrupt master, with Earthshock being like on a 6-second cooldown. So with that and with Tauren's Stomp, like I felt like I could almost stop every cast in that whole dungeon. Like I felt like a beast. But my rotation was all scuffed because I could never use my shocks, 'cause I had to wait for casts. So it was basically a Storm Strike and then sit around until I'm doing interrupts for the group.
I mean that's shaman rotation anyway. Is keep your fucking rock biter or flame tongue up, whatever, and then auto attack. The rest is just extra.
Right. So we'll see when TBC actually comes out, but like I've put in some hours. I think I've got 24 hours played in that Paladin already. So. Then
What level is it?
23.
Oh, that's not bad.
One of the guys in the guild made a priest, and he's like 42. Made a blood elf priest. He's just been like no life in it completely.
All an ass.
I guess, what are your guys' thoughts on this? The leveling meta now is boosts, and that's basically the priority of what I see, or the majority of things I see in chat. Rather than like looking for group, it's all boost and boost. I guess, what's your thought on that there, Hakkd?
I mean, it's community doing it, so I mean, spending their gold for level boosting. I mean, think what you will, it's gonna happen regardless.
Yeah.
People got gold.
Yes.
People are able to, AoE boost, then they're gonna do it. And they're gonna charge for it, and you're gonna buy it.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say that it's like chat's not completely dominated by that. You also have politics in there.
That's true.
See, I don't see much of that on the RP server. Like, it seems like they
Oh,
cut
yeah.
that out. So
Okay. Yeah, on like the server that we're leveling up, oh my god. It's just like Baron's chat, man. Crazy.
So, I guess about the prices here. So, the boost in the game, it's what, $35-$40 or something like that. Do you think they should have put that in the game? Like, yeah, no, indifferent.
Whatever.
I
mean, I don't understand what the big deal is, because people were upset about it at first, that it was like would ruin Classic, but this isn't Classic, it's a separate server. So I mean, you're starting with the BC content, doing a one-time thing, whatever. Like, especially for me, I already leveled a rogue 260 on Crom Crush as Horde. So this time around, I'm like, I want to play a rogue again, but I don't want to fucking level another rogue. I know how to play a rogue in Classic, BC, whatever. Boosted a rogue. Like, what's the deal? Who cares?
Yeah, like I said before, I just feel like it shouldn't be a 58 boost. It should be a 60 boost, just because of the fact that, like, if you're gonna release a pre-patch that has that ability, and you bring people in at level 58, they can't play with people.
I wonder if maybe part of it is that they wanted to give you something to do during the pre-patch.
I mean, but that would be like all the level 60 content, right? Like,
Level 58 is all the level 60 content.
but I mean,
Obviously,
like,
not the shit gear they gave you, but like in classic, like at this time, it was all the same shit. Level 55 and up, like you could go. I think this time around, a whole raid of level 55, like of level 55s went into Molten Core, and like they were all level 55 to 58. There wasn't a single 60 in their raid, and they down Molten Core. Like,
right?
so at this time, like that is level 60 content. Like if you're
I
level
guess so, but I
58,
mean, like,
you're level 60. It's just harder.
honestly, it's not level 58 content because you're not gonna get no group for Molten Core.
Right? Yeah.
Right? So I don't know. It just, in my opinion, it puts a limit on everything you can do, and also how people view you.
I think only puts a limit on how people view you. I don't think it actually puts a limit on anything that you can do in the game.
I mean, that's the biggest thing in
It's
Warcraft without LFG, right? Is
It's
like
just
what
a
people think of
community
you.
perception. Yeah.
So
But they're still gonna think of you that way, even if you got boosted to 60, and they inspect you and you got the communal gear on.
but it's an easier flag if you're 58, right? Like they know that you just got boosted if you're 58. So
That's true.
So
I don't know.
the gear itemization, like I'm pretty sure this was put together by Craig over there on Frostmourne. Like I'm thinking he picked out this gear drunk one night. Like, what did your prot gear look like? Because my enhancement gear was ridiculous.
Pretty much trash. I mean, but it's supposed to be trash. Like I think Hakkd's correct that they want you to work towards something during the pre-patch. But what it ended up being, for me at least, is like, well, I could work towards, getting better gear and leveling, or I could just wait for BC to drop, go to Hellfire, and then I get like basically better than tier 2 on the first quest I do.
It's true.
So they put us at 58 with these boosts, but I went to the auction house. The gear is equivalent to level 53 gear. So like I went to try and buy up gear to replace it, and basically anything 54 and up was better. Like if I was looking apples to apples, like on just if this just has stamina and that just has stamina, it was level 54 and up gear was better than the stuff we got for the free.
Right.
Well, I mean, that's also how. So the way Classic worked anyway is like, you used lower level shit just based on like, oh, did it have hit rating on it? Did it have, a big agility boost and nothing else? Because like I logged on my Classic Rogue that I left on Classic, and I'm like looking at his weapons. I'm like, I mean, these weapons that it gave me are better than what I was wearing. Which I wasn't full BIS or anything, but like I had a Thrash Blade and some other like decent pre-raid BIS weapon. It's like, I mean, it's better than that. So
Right, and if it was itemized better, but like when I got 3 pieces of just stamina, like it's not like I've got stuff with hit and stuff that's like the weird stuff people want.
Well, especially with a paladin, right?
with the Paladin, he had like no intellect, no spirit on any of his gear. So
Yeah.
where his like big mana issues are coming from, there's nothing
Yeah.
but intellect on it.
Yeah, so it's just, I don't know, man. It's just like it's a wake up call because, the reason why you boost, the reason why you pay for a boost is because you're like, okay, I'm going to get in and do stuff, right? Like that's the entire point.
Yeah, but
And-
even
yeah,
skipping to level 58, that skips a lot.
It does, but oh my god, are you okay? What's going on?
She's crazy, dude. I'll be right back.
But I mean, like, I don't know. Like, it's hard to say this, but like the vanilla and the BC community right now, I think you're like a lot more toxic than retail is.
So, I think there's a split. Like, there's this line drawn now between Boosty Boys and Classic Andes. Like, the world has split, and like, so I've been watching so many like TBC videos this week, and like Asmon made a Boosty Boy guild on whatever server, and like it went up to like 160 some people. So like, Blizzard made so much money that this is gonna be a thing now. Like, with how much they made off the boost, you know we're getting Wrath now, right? Like, there's no way they're not with how much they were able to, like, hey, we can sneak the boost in there. We're going to get a ton of money. So it locked in that. But they went and did MC with just Boosty Boys. And they had to struggle in some of the fights just because I think people just didn't know them. But at 58's boost, they were able to knock a few bosses out in there. So
It's not bad. That's not bad at all. But I mean, like, you probably have a little bit higher tier of player there too, right?
yeah. So I guess that's something too people are running into. There's no IO score. So when they invited you to the group, they saw, oh, okay, here comes a Boosty Boy, wants to be a prop paladin. They have no idea that this is the Thunderfury that's tanked for 15 years and knows how these work. So there was no way you didn't have that badge. They were just the random Boosty Boy.
Or maybe they had another prop paladin that came in and they realized that when you invite a boosted paladin in, that you have to wait 30 seconds in between each pull.
Yeah, they might have already been like, yeah, no.
Right?
You
And it's
do.
just like, I don't know. Yeah, it's like with the itemization on hybrid classes, I just think it's stupid that they don't have different sets of gear that you can switch out to. It's like they have the main hand and like the shield and the two-hander that they give you, but everything else is just like, this is what you get.
Yeah. Like, on the rogue, it's not that bad for me, personally. Because some of it's not great, but... I mean, yeah, like the stamina pieces. Who fucking cares? Give me some fucking hit rating.
Yeah, I mean, for sure they're going to come out with Wrath. I mean,
Oh, definitely.
yeah,
Well,
there's
Wrath
no
is-
reason they wouldn't.
Yeah, no, Wrath is what everybody hails as the GOAT.
Yeah, now the big question is, will they come out with Kata? Because I don't think they will. Because no one wants to play that.
I think people would. Like, I would want to.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
I
mean,
also-
like,
I actually was talking with Risen and Astrand, maybe Eris too, but I was kind of arguing that, like, I really liked the Kata talents. At least, because at the time, like, I was still pretty casual, but I was, like, just getting my feet wet with actual PvE content. But then leveling new tunes was perfect for me. Like, you hit level 10, and then whatever spec you picked, you automatically got, like, one or two of your, like, big bread and butter abilities. So, like, I specifically remember in Kata hitting level 10 on a Resto Shaman, or on a Shaman, picking Resto, getting Earth Shield. I was like, oh, fuck yeah, it's awesome. And then you have to put X amount of points in that tree before you can delve into the other trees. So that I don't really love, but I loved getting your one big thing at level 10.
I mean, but honestly, you're not going to have a lot of level 10s, right? Like, if they sell the boost, it's either going to be the boost or the character that you've already leveled up. I mean, there's going to be a few people that do that, but the majority of people won't be doing that going into that expansion.
Yeah, but even Kata, though, like, they would probably do it anyway.
And then they'll realize that they
for
have
money.
to level up in Vashir, and they will just quit the game.
I never leveled in. I tried it one time. You do not have to level on Vashir. Just go to Hyjal.
This is the water
Just-
world, right? With the
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
So bad.
worst thing ever.
So bad.
Like even in classic, like it sent me to like this. All these quests were out in the water, and it's a ton of experience. And I was like, oh fuck, like I can't do stuff that requires a Z access. Like my brain can't process it. Like
Also, the amount of breath that you have in Classic is not a lot.
a minute.
You do not have very much time under the water.
I've got 5 years of being a druid. I forgot this was a thing until classic just rams water down your throat, and it's just like good luck. So, oh man, I had another note here. Oh, so what are your thoughts long term? You think they should start doing these expansions as kind of like how Diablo 3 does it, like a cycle, like a set cycle of okay, here's season 2 of WoW Classic, it's gonna go for 13 months, 12 months, and here's the release dates. Like they should lay that out, or
Like do a reset on the server.
yeah,
Honestly, I they're not gonna be able to do that because there would be uproar. Because there are people somehow that want to get on and raid Nax every week. I don't know how, but people want to do that.
Yeah.
Like people, I would want to do it from like a nostalgia purpose, but people want to like actually continue playing that shit hardcore and like stay with it, which I don't get. Because I'd be totally cool if they just did another, boom, reset classic servers, everybody's reset. I would eat that shit up again. I would have a fucking blast.
Well, there's no reason they can't do that on individual servers, though. Like, just be like, bring up a
Yeah.
new server and be like, this is a new season server.
But then you get so much bloat as far as like you open up WoW and you're like go to the drop down menu, you see like how much.
Well, no,
bloat
it
you
wouldn't
have.
be like that. It would be just like server selection, you know? Like, it would be
Oh,
the
right,
difference
right,
between, like an RP or a PvP or
Yeah.
a season server, you know?
Yeah, I mean that would be a good idea. I would eat that up. You know, everybody starts fresh on the server every, year and a half, whatever.
So the only thing I would like about it is the scheduling. Like if I knew like season 2 of Classic is coming out, this thing's gonna go for X amount of months, and I know the progression. Like if I had a calendar knowing like, okay, hey, this is gonna hit, we got this tier for this long, like I think having that structure would be cool. Even though I never want to play Classic again because that Druid experience just left a bad taste in my mouth. Like horrible. Like
In my opinion, here's the problem, though. Like, with the Diablo seasons, you have certain things that they give you, right? Like, what the hell do they give you for classic seasons? They can't really give you anything.
Right. Yeah. Well, and also, yeah, because Diablo seasons work because like I can get to level 70 and start grinding out my end game in less than an hour. Well, give or take, but in about an hour.
Right. There you go. They're going to sell boosts for the classic season servers.
just the repeat money wheel. It's gonna Activision's gonna push that out for sure. And so you were talking about it was Skolo. Skolo is what you tanked, right?
Well, no, that's what I queued up for and got dropped twice, yes.
What did you tank where your money or your mana hungry the whole time?
Oh, God. It was,
Simple.
yeah,
Okay.
Sunken Temple. And it sucked, especially because I don't think there's a few things that are undead in there, but like Paladins excel when things are undead because you have more spells you can hit, right?
Also, we were all level 58, and
Yep,
all the
and-
mobs are like 48 in the gray.
Yeah, so it was extra hard to keep aggro because they were just destroying stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I had fun.
So that experience in tanking, like I hit max level and I was like, all right, time to farm dungeons on that druid back when classic was the thing. And it's so underwhelming to tank as a druid because there's so much waiting for rage and not having much AoE. like it was painful tanking a Skolo. Like taunt. I don't think taunt was like a 3-minute cooldown. It was like an all taunt thing. Like I don't know. I remember it just sucked because I couldn't press a button every GCD, and I had to just watch people get hit. And I would grab one guy finally after a couple mauls hit him, and then the other guys ran off like to fight other people. So going through and doing that on the Shaman was night and day. I actually enjoyed the classic dungeon. So like with it being such a grind, like what 100 200 hours to get a character to the max level, like you make that pick and it's just like shit.
Shit.
I put in all this work for this. Like I'm not going to spend that on another character. Like that's when I went back to retail. So I guess kind of that feeling of like I boosted this character. Well, should have my money. This class sucks, but I'm not going to level a character. So
I don't know. So with the boost, the only reason I boosted is again because I leveled a rogue already. So I literally went to my classic rogue, looked at the build I was running. I'm like, okay, yeah, I remember this. Cool. Plug my shit in, change some stuff up. Like, I know the rogue, nothing's like super fancy, right? But now I'm leveling a mage, and every level is just like, fuck yeah, fuck yeah, I get this talent point. This is huge. Fuck yeah, I got a new rank of my shit. Like level 20 was amazing. I got fucking Blizzard. I was like, this is dope. And I'm just having fun with the journey more than anything. And I don't think it's quite like that in BC, so I'm not really like super excited for BC, to be honest. BC is like, I feel puts more focus on the end game, which is fun and fine, but it's different.
Yeah, with me it was, you know, the memes that are like expectation versus reality.
Yeah.
It was like that for me because I've played through BC as a tank, as a paladin. I remember it being great. I remember the instances being awesome. It was probably my favorite expansion, just because like all the dungeons were good, except for maybe like one or two, and like every raid was awesome. They had Karazhan. It's just a great expansion. But what I didn't remember was the experience that I got when I boosted to 58 with the wrong gear, being undergeared, because when I went into BC, I had already been playing vanilla, and I had all like the only thing you could do in vanilla was heal as a paladin, right? But I always wanted to tank, so I got all the gear throughout all the other things, but I healed, of course. So I had like the Deathbone set, I had like Judgment, all the different things that you could kind of tweak out at the time, to kind of tank things. I know that now, like people have figured out how to tank with a paladin, but back when it was first released, it just wasn't a thing. Like you could maybe tank 2 bosses and that's it. But just going from having all that gear, being overpowered, and remembering that versus the boost of 58, it just was like night and day.
Yeah,
and
because when you started tanking on a prop pally, you were already pre-kitted out, like ready
yeah,
to go.
yeah, exactly. But I think going into BC will be fine because the one thing I remember was wearing my Judgment or my Avengers set, and then the first 2 quests I replaced my shit. So it's like, okay, which it was a bad thing at the time, but now where I'm at, I'm like, okay, well, at least
now I don't have cool shit to replace, so I
yes,
want that.
yes, it's like that,
Give me
it's actually going to happen. It's
I'm
happening, guys.
I'm so excited for my fucking quest gear.
Right.
So I'm wondering what that's going to be like. You guys are on that PvE server, right? Like the Wood Staff or whatever this server is. So we're on a PvP server that's like 65% alliance to horde. So like when that portal opens, I don't know if I'm not going to be able to get through the portal. I don't know if I'm going to get through the portal and just get melted. Like I don't know what's going to happen at that point.
Yeah, you're going to get melted, because it's like they changed the entire way that expansions are released because of that. Because everybody's going to be in Hellfire, right?
Right.
And the Horde base is here, and the Alliance base is here,
And
and
it would be
they have the same quests, right? So it's not going to be a pleasant time.
Oh, dude, it's the most pleasant time. It's the most fun that you can have in this game is a fucking BC release on a PvP server. So much fucking fun.
Well, maybe for you, but not for people trying to get shit done. And
Dude,
then
it's
amongst
so
all
fun.
that, you've got to be worrying about these freaking rogues, right?
Yep, yeah, you
And
do.
then you don't notice it. You're doing your freaking quest, and if one of those Fell Reapers just comes by rah, and stomps on your ass.
Yeah.
Dude, that was the most fun I've ever had in WoW. It was just griefing all day. Hellfire Peninsula, just sneaking on into Honor Hold because I played Horde at the time, and just ganking all day,
Well,
all day.
dude, so the first time that I went through BC, we leveled up on a PvP server. I was on Kel'Thuzad, and well, let me just put it this way: like, if you want to get stuff done, Lynkz, you need to have a full group to keep single people away, like Hakkd. And they're all still people like Hakkd will still try to mess with you, but if you have 5 people, he's more likely to be like, you know what? It's not worth it. I'm gonna go pick on this guy over here that's a single.
No, I just kill them all. Sap one, blind one, kill the other 3.
Why'd you kill the other 3?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
dude, do you know how OP fucking ambush one shots were at the time? You could run a fucking subtlety assassination build, just devoted to cold blood ambush. You're dead, because ambush crits would one shot you.
Yeah, I don't know. It might have also been because we were all overpowered, like gear wise.
Right.
But like our group of 5 was the only way that we could move through that initial zone.
Also, you were a plate wearer, so you wouldn't really get one shot. But any clothies, especially like a priest, dude, cold blood ambush, you're dead.
And what sucks, Lynkz, is this. You need to push, right? Like, you need to push past Hellfire. Like, basically, when you log on release, do not log off until you are in Zenger. Because if you stay in Hellfire, the more and more time passes, it gets worse and worse as far as ganking goes. Because people that are like, they're like, well, okay, well, I'm over here, and now I'm a higher level, so I'm gonna go back to Hellfire, and then you're battling people that are higher level than you and that have better gear.
Yep.
So seriously, when release happens, just go.
So I saw a couple of guides that were talking about the dungeon grind. It's gonna be the best thing, especially on PvP servers. Get in a dungeon, do like XYZ for so long. And then I also found a gold guide that broke it down that if you do all the quests to get to 60, you'll end up with like 2.5 gold made, or 2.5k gold made. If you do dungeon grind to 70 and then come back and do all those quests, it's worth 5.5k. Because you don't get experience, you get the gold increase. So what's your thought of getting max level through the dungeons and come back through and doing all the quests over again to get money?
Well, the thing is like when I was leveling up, like of course I was a tank, so you could not queue up, but you could do the dungeons and stuff. But it's not like queuing for LFG, so you're not going to be able to go bam, 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 unless you have 4 other people that want to do the exact same thing.
About to say, yeah, unless you have a group.
And in BC, one of the coolest things about BC is the quest hubs. Is going into an area, picking up all the frickin' quests, right? And then just going out and knocking them out. And if you, in my opinion, it's faster to level in BC through actually just doing quests, as long as you aren't getting griefed, than it is to go through dungeons.
Yeah. Well, and especially in BC, like, they give you... I agree, like, the quest hubs, they give you like 20 fucking quests, and they just give you free reign, and you go around the entire area, turn it in, and like when you do get a handful of them done and you go turn them in, it's super rewarding. Like you kind of always know, like, okay, I'm gonna go on, like, turn in a big chunk of my shit, I'm gonna get a level. You just know.
Nice. So then, Drew, you started back in Classic. Hakkd, did you start in Classic too, or was TBC or BC your thing?
I started in Classic.
So
I was just a child. That's all.
Right. So I started in Classic, but I quit in Classic. Have you ever heard of Going Wow Bankrupt?
I mean,
Blaine?
No? So, okay.
like in real life? Or...
No, like going bankrupt in the game and losing the game, because this is what happened. So, like, my memories of WoW are of TBC, because I played Classic and then I quit because I went bankrupt. But, so, okay. My first character ever, Tauren Warrior, okay? And didn't know anybody in the game, just kind of did my own thing. Like, I joined a couple guilds, but really didn't have any, like, bearing with them. But I leveled as Prot because I wanted to be this big hulking guy with the shield. So, leveled as Prot, it took me however many months or whatever it probably took back in the day. But got to max level and did some dungeons, got beat up. Basically, went through all my gold repairing. And then I got to a point where I was really low on gold. I had ran out and all my shit started breaking. So I couldn't go kill stuff because I basically thought the only way to make money was killing stuff out at your level. Like, I didn't think about going to like low levels or anything like that. And I couldn't kill anything because all my shit was broke. And then it was, okay, maybe sell my boots to repair my belt. And like, I kind of hemorrhaged gear to repair the other gear to see if that would help me, and that didn't
You're
work.
a WoW hobo.
Yes, and I was above.
Did you ever think about dancing on mailboxes?
I was a Tauren. Like, all the Blood Elves were doing that. They had the market cornered, or Night Elves. Like,
Some people like that.
So,
I'm not here to judge.
So it came to a point where I was like, all my shit's broken. I've got half my gear now. Like, I can't repair. I can't kill anything. I've gone bankrupt and I've lost WoW. It's like Monopoly. So I quit. Like, I couldn't kill anything. I was like, all right, I lost. And it took me months to level. So I was like, I'm not going to start this game again. Uninstalled it. So that was my classic WoW experience. I went bankrupt in WoW.
Fantastic.
But TBC came out. Draenei Paladin. I don't even know what the play time was because it was when I was in college. So that's what I did, is Draenei Paladin. And like Drew said, the experience tanking, like doing ZA runs and going and doing like endgame stuff, like that Paladin tank was awesome. It was definitely not like a classic Druid tank, like, which is a shit show, but I'm excited for TBC now. And since I went Horde, I'm stuck leveling. Otherwise I would have boosted a Horde Paladin, but want to get that experience back. And hopefully it won't be too tainted. But we'll see how that goes.
We shall see.
All right.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for BC, but I'm also just like having fun now, which is cool.
And then for more of these like kind of pure WoW moments, we're gonna jump over and do the clip real quick. We've got a clip from HealtoDeath stream with Heals and Drew were leveling, right? You guys were leveling as Draenei?
We were. Yep.
All right, let's flop over to this video. So she named her character HealtoDeath. You named your character Goats McGee. So before we go in this video, but like the opposite of pure moments, somebody as Asmongold went to the starting zone and saw a bunch of Draenei's, this guy called Goat Throat, or Throat Goat, showed up, and it kind of ruined that pure moment with some of these names people are coming up with. I guess, do you want to explain what's going on in this video, or should we just jump right into it?
Yeah, we're just we're questing. We're everybody's kind of new to the Draenei experience, and we're heading back, and we've done a few quests. So
They're trying to help out.
Bones. The guy's fishing.
That's not what that is.
You have to use the net.
That's not what that is.
Should be in your bag. Aww. Exercise, let's go. Hasn't been one of these. Let's do it. Oh gosh!
Oh my god.
Oh, the best part of that one is you, Drew. Like,
Drew is freaking out. There's another one! There's another one!
Well, I mean, they're trying to fish out like
Oh my god.
these fish. It's like that's not what that is, man.
You know what's funny is before I saw that clip, I had ran through there, and there were a lot more than 2 people trying to fucking fish that shit. Dude, like it was everybody. There was like 10 people along the shore fishing, and then 3 of us like running from fucking school to school with the nets. I'm like, all right, cool.
And that's the difference from retail to TBC, where it tells you everything you need to know, and there's a little more thought between what you do in TBC.
It's like yeah. In retail, they give you a little icon next to the quest.
Well, also, can you fish that out though?
I don't think you can. I think you need to use the nets for it, because
Okay.
you get the nets, and then sometimes it'll give you the fish. Sometimes it'll spawn a murloc that you can kill, and then get the fish.
And then he'll give you the fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just curious, actually, if you still could, because it is the fishing trainer that gives it to you.
It is, but it says on there, I think, to use the
Yeah.
net. So
Well, so that is a little deceptive. Then, if the fishing trainer gives you the quest, you would think, I got a fish. Okay, so it's not as crazy to think these guys were doing that.
Yeah.
All
way
right.
to ruin it, hacked.
And that clip was brought to you by HealtoDeath. I put her name here in the comments on Twitch. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll put it down in the description also. Give her a follow, show her some love for supporting us with that clip. You can catch Drew and her. I believe you guys are co-mingling now as you stream, or there's...
We're gonna be doing that here soon. Just trying to get everything set up. So.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that.
It'll be fun.
All right, good deal. You guys got anything else you want to touch on the TBC stuff?
Not fun right now.
I don't know, man. I went to Winter Spring and was leveling the rogue, trying to level the rogue a little bit. I was having a good time. Had this like undead warrior chasing me while I was killing all these yetis, right? And every time, so I would tag a yeti and he would charge in and laugh at the yeti, and I would kill the yeti and he would skin it. And then I would go tag the next Yeti. He would charge the Yeti and laugh. Help me kill the Yeti and skin it. And just every time, like he had a laugh charge macro. Because literally every time he would charge in, like fucking and start helping me kill the Yeti. So, but I don't know, man, just grinding away and really not thinking. It's fun. Being in danger. I'm having a good time.
So you know what? We're going to throw this in there. I had a demon as a pro move when I was trying to level the paladin. And I don't know if you've ever been horde on trying to do this like stupid like plank. Like the only place in the game where the mobs spawn fast is in this stupid little area. Otherwise you're sitting around waiting for mobs to spawn. But
No, there's tons of hyper spawns in the game.
well, where they're to annoy you, like when you need it, like in the Blood Elf starting zone when you're waiting like 8 people around this one dead mob to spawn and it like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
And Horde are even douches to themselves. So, Horde, I'm going to throw this out there. We were in a group with 5 people, waiting around, and as soon as the mob spawned, this guy left group, tagged it, killed it, and then laughed and ran away. Like,
Laughed and ran away.
I love it. I love it.
Such a dick.
I did not see that coming. I was angry at first, but now I can appreciate like the effort. Like he had to be at home, just like, haha, I'm gonna do this. Like super excited, waiting for the moment as we waited there for 6 minutes for this thing to spawn. So, all right, well,
Hilarious.
That's funny though.
all my cooldowns are gone. I'm up here trying to kill this guy. Let's roll into this real quick. And then the bastard runs, and he pulls more. And here I'm running in more with no cooldowns.
Who shit?
And I survived.
There you go. When in doubt, jump the fuck out.
Right? I was like, great. I made this move where I jumped off, and I look, I'm like, I'm going to hit that little ledge in the ground. But no, it worked out, so.
Pro move.
All right. Well, we covered a good chunk of things right there. I guess we'll probably roll into final thoughts. What do you got for final thoughts for us this week, Hakkd?
That actually was kind of my final thoughts.
All right. He is out of final thoughts.
just having fun. Like, I'm having a good time. Struggling and feels rewarding. It's a good time.
All right. Good deal. What do you got for us there, Andrew?
Just looking forward to the June 1st release, and probably not going to play the Paladin until then. So,
Well, that's kind of a pro move, right? Let him sit in and get that rested experience for when it comes out. So
there you go. That's what I'm doing.
That's why. Yeah.
you're building rested. So if you guys want to play TBC with the Might community, they're on what server?
Atiesh.
Atiesh with an A. So
I'm interested in what Lynkz has a name for that, because he always has a messed up name for whatever server we go on.
Well, he called it Woodstaff earlier.
Well, that's close.
That's what it is.
yeah, like it's this like simple looking wood staff. Like I had to look it up. Like where the hell did this name come from? So because that's
fucking Khadgar's staff, dude.
It's been long removed from the game. Like you can get it back in the day at just classic, right? Otherwise you can't get it in the game
Well,
anymore.
it's removed from the game because Khadgar has it.
Yeah.
He wasn't a thing in Nax. Like I don't know the lore.
No, like in Legion, Khadgar, like that turns into a raven. That's his weapon.
This
as
is
Atiesh.
So
I should stop doing this.
Wait, no. But still, if somebody says, "Hey, Khadgar, this is how you go with the wings," like that's
He turns into a fucking like raven, right?
But like out of all the
Turns into
things
a
to
bird.
describe him, like he flies.
Listen, he only gets to turn into the Raven because he's the Guardian, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Atiesh is the staff of the Guardian, whatever. Fucking
Yeah, and it used to be Medivh's, right?
Medivh's, I think. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, some little bit of lore there. So they're
Did,
on
what-
the Woodstaff
Did
server.
what's her name also have it?
Jaina?
No, not Jaina.
We're talking about mages.
Egwin?
I don't know.
I don't know if Egwin ever had it, but she was a Guardian. Anyway.
All right. Anyways, so yeah, they're on that server for TBC. They're on Arugula for retail. So hit up either of those servers if you're looking for a community. They also are on Lane if you play the darker side of things for the Might Red. So a few different options if you're looking for some people to game with. We might be doing some PvP this week, maybe. We'll see what happens if we can break away from TBC for that.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'll try to break away from TBC.
If we can pull him away from that, so
Might have to pull him away from Diablo, though.
no, another thing too. So, all right, good deal. So keep the comments coming. If you guys have clips you want us to show, put them in the comments. Comment what you want us to cover. If there's topics besides the normal 4 we cover or the deep dive topics, put them down there in the comments. We're willing to adjust accordingly as long as we're digging deep into WoW and different things you want to see. If you want to catch me live, 7 to 10, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Central Time. Otherwise, we're here every Sunday morning, 8:30-ish for the morning wood. Appreciate you guys for stopping out. We will see you again next week.
Peace out.